Why did the professor never play in the NBA?
So this is a good question. Tons of people ask this question. I see it in the comments all the time. I'll say three things about this. Professor Live. Live fam, what's good? Today we're bringing you a little bit different video than normal. As you guys know, I'm usually bringing you guys basketball action or something like that, but I saw a lot of other YouTubers doing this style of video where they answer top Google questions about them. I thought it would be good for me to do this on this channel because there's a lot of questions that people ask in the comments that I've never actually answered on camera, okay? But before we get into it, this video today is brought to you by Footmouse.
Introducing a revolution in gaming. Footmouse, the first science-based gaming mouse made for feet.
I've been using Footmouse for over 6 months. My APM is over 520, my KDA has doubled, and my win rate's up. I'm playing with my hands, my feet, my whole entire body is focused on the win. Since I've started, I've completely stopped feeding.
Footmouse, get your foot in the game.
All right, so there it is. Thank you to Footmouse for sponsoring the video today. Really appreciate that. It's a dope product. Not really, all right? That was a joke. Today's video is actually brought to you by the app Raid Shadow Legends. This is a dope app game. It gives me sort of a mix between Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones sort of vibe. When I first found out about it, I just broke into it and started playing it, and I got addicted very quickly. Really cool graphics, really cool music. It's perfect for the quarantine time. We all got a lot of time on our hands, and what better than to play a game on your phone. The daily login rewards program for new players has been doubled from 90 to 180 days. Each day you can claim your free rewards, from energy refills, silver, and gems to shards, and a free barbarian legendary champion, Skyle of Drake. Be sure to download it, click the special link in the description below. If you're a new player, you'll get 100,000 silver plus 1 free champion Jotun. All this treasure will be waiting for you right here. These rewards will only be available for the next 30 days. Raid Shadow Legends. All right, let's get back to it.
The first question is, who is the professor on YouTube?
I am the professor, global basketball entertainer for about 20 years now. Some people say street ball player, some people say street ball legend. I would just say I'm a social media influencer and somebody who aims to inspire and impact the people.
What is the professor's net worth?
It's kind of hard to calculate actual net worth, but I would say, praise God, do pretty well. And if people really wanted to know that, they could Google it and get a rough estimate.
Who does the professor play for?
That's actually a good question. A lot of people don't know. Some people actually today still ask me if I'm playing for And1, which is who I started my career with. It was a company that had global street ball tours to promote the clothing brand. This is back in 2003 to 2008. I played for And1. I did some one-off international And1 games from 2008 to 2010. And then I played for Ball Up from 2011 till about 2015. And so now I don't really play for anybody. I just do content on Professor Live. If I do actually play like an exhibition street ball game, it's with this company called Court Kings. But other than that, I really just make content for Professor Live. We do interesting stuff all over the world. I do exhibitions, and I'll play in games here and there, and then a lot of 1v1. It really could just be anywhere, but the short answer is I make content for Professor Live, and if I do play a street ball game, usually it's with this company called Court Kings.
Can the professor dunk?
So I've never been the type guy that could like take off in a game and dunk, but I have dunked like at the end of a game before. And I have been able to dunk, but I haven't dunked in a couple of years now. It's just kind of hard on the body, you know, and as you get older, you don't really have the drive to dunk like that. But there is a YouTube video on this channel from like 2017 or 2016 or something like that. I was doing a bunch of dunks, so yeah.
How tall is the professor live?
5'10".
5'10" and can dunk.
The professor and Professor Live are 5'10".
Why did the professor never play in the NBA?
So this is a good question. Tons of people ask this question. I see it in the comments all the time. And I'll say three things about this. First off, I never had the resume for the NBA. So in order to play in the NBA without Division I NCAA college basketball on your resume or without Division I overseas basketball on your resume, it's going to be like dang near impossible. I started playing professionally when I was 18 years old, signed an endorsement deal with this company called AND1. They did street ball tours all around the world to promote their clothing. And so I gave up my college eligibility as soon as I signed to play for money. Prior to that, I only played 1 year of community college. I barely got any playing time, but I got way better after that. Therefore, I got the opportunity for the contract. But, you know, they had a TV show on ESPN. It got as much viewership as the NBA, so I had no problem making that decision at that time. But couldn't play college. The second thing I'll say is the politics of the game were never on my side. You know, 15, 20 years ago, when I was actually first getting on and trying to make the NBA, I played in some minor leagues, IBL and the CBA, which is like the old G League. And no matter how well I played, the politics were never on my side. Like high ups in the NBA looked at street ball as like not real basketball or like a bad thing. Whereas like now you look at street ball, the effect it's had on basketball in general is like big. Like NBA point guards play with street ball flair. That's like kind of like the way the game is played now. So it was way different back then. I get NBA players asking me to train them now. I got friends who are coaches, you know, NBA players like, man, I love your stuff. Teach me this move. It's just a different time, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like that 15, 20 years ago. So a lot of people that ask that don't know that. The third thing I would say, and this will come as a surprise to many, is that like I wouldn't accept an NBA contract right now. I like what I do because this thing isn't even about money. People always talk about big checks, you know what I mean? I'm missing out on big checks, but this isn't about money. It's about inspiring and impacting the people and really just having a passion for what I do, you know? And right now my passion is like to make dope ass videos for people. It's not to get rich. So the only NBA players that really get to carve a legacy long term are like all-stars or like stars. You know, after you're done with the NBA, if you just like were on a roster or played for a few years, you're not gonna have much of a legacy that's remembered by the people afterwards. And not that this is about clout, but it's about inspiring and impacting people. So when people say like, oh man, it's a shame he never made the NBA, like I always look at that and think like, you don't even know, like I wouldn't play in the NBA nowadays. Like I wouldn't take a contract today unless I was gonna get some real notable playing time and they were gonna let me play how I want to play, maybe, but that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? So to as many people's surprise, that's my outlook on things.
What is the professor's real name?
Grayson Boucher.
What's your middle name?
Scott. Full name is Grayson Scott Boucher.
Is Grayson Boucher married?
No. Still single to this day.
Why?
Just haven't found the right one. You know what I mean?
What is the professor's signature haircut?
So people always talk about my haircut. Some people are clowning. Some people say I love it. Some people say like, what's it called? How do I get it done? And shout out to my barber, Lalo, you know what I'm saying, up at Edge that cuts my hair. But no, like over the years, I used to cut my hair. It used to be like a Caesar haircut, cut it real low. But then when I got older, I tried to switch it up and put designs in my hair. My hair is so dang light that if I had it all the way short, you wouldn't even be able to see the designs. So today it's like a Caesar haircut mixed with designs and a burst fade. But yeah, and many people think hey, I have a lot to say about my haircut, but I actually like my haircut. And I know many people that do. So if you don't, I'm sorry.
What do you do for a haircut during quarantine?
I got that secret barber plug, you know what I mean? So, you know, just make that call. That's it.
Where does the professor currently live?
I live 20 minutes north of Los Angeles in a suburb called Santa Clarita, California. All right, there it is, live fam. Thank you guys for tuning into this Google Questions video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below other questions that you would have liked me to answer. I might make a part 2 to this video, all right? Thank you for tuning in. God bless.